Do so much for me. I believe that it is exactly what we need in this day and age to be educated on ourselves and what we want for ourselves and where we want to go in life and all of these things, and just talk about things that we probably normally don't talk about in normal conversations as we go throughout our normal daily lives, and all of those type of things. Talk about things that may be uncomfortable for us. Yes, let's get into it. Let's get into talking about the things that we normally don't talk about, or the things that we don't even want to talk about. Talk about those things anyway. I say just rip it off like a band-aid, get it over and done with. Just because we ignore a problem or disregard an issue or don't focus on the things that we need to focus on, don't mean that that thing is going to disappear. If we don't give our time and attention and energy to the things that we need to give it to on the regular basis, those things will eventually resurface, and we will act out on those things in a negative way. So we might as well find healthy ways to deal with our issues. And I believe by digging up topics that everyone can relate to on the regular basis, that is a sure way that we can kind of get rid of the negative emotions and unhealed issues and all of those type of things that we need to pay attention to, and kind of move on with our lives to bigger and better things, instead of allowing these things to hinder us from living the life that we truly want to live. So let's get into it. Come on in here. Come on. I want you here. I want your presence here. You are invited here. I want to feel your presence, even through even through social media. I want you to be here. I want your hearts here. I want your mind here. I want your focus and attention here. Not for me, because I want you to leave here being able to take away something that I say to you, not just today during today's life lesson, but every life lesson. I want you to be able to take something away with you that is going to help you on multiple levels. I want you to be able to think back to these things and refer back to these things. Some motivational lectures and lessons and all these things that I listen to some of the same things over and over and over again constantly, until I begin to see a change in myself. I'm not telling you to listen to my videos over and over again. If you want to, then that is your choice, but it is not going to hurt you for you to tune in to something like this. Something is going to resonate in your spirit, and you are going to be able to look back and say, well, I know I heard, where did I hear someone say this? You ever something just comes back to you even in the exact time that it needs to come back to you, and you say, where did I hear someone say something like this before? And it may be able to help you right there in that moment. So I do that with myself a lot of times, even with a lot of educational things that I listen to on a regular basis. I'm able to refer back to these things and apply them in my life exactly where I need them to be. So it helps me. It helps me when I take the time out, even when I don't want to. Sometimes I feel like my brain is on overload, and I'm just constantly doing things to myself, but I'm doing things to nurture my mind, educational audio books or reading books or lectures or sermons or anything. And sometimes I feel like I'm on overload. So then I try to take a break from it. But even when I don't want to, I force myself to go back to these things, and I'm glad that I do, and I do it on a regular basis. It's like I have my own study sessions during the day. Every single week I find new ways to educate myself and study, and I'm glad that I take time out to do these things for myself and for my brain and for my mind and my future and all of these type of things, because I know the way in which I used to live, and I know the way that I live right now, and I know the way that I want to live. So it may not be for everybody, and just think about where you are in your life right now. Think about where you have came from. Think about some of the suffering that is taking place on your life even right now as we speak. What's going on with you? What is happening with you? What do you need to hear? Because sometimes we need to honor ourselves and what we need. We need to give ourselves what we need, because when we don't honor ourselves and what we need, then we are neglecting ourselves. That is self-neglect, and we are not giving ourselves what we need in this moment. I'm not saying you're going to find everything that you need here in a life lesson or in a motivational speech or something that I deliver to you. You might find what you need here. You may not find what you need here. Be very creative in your self-improvement, in your self-growth. If you don't find what you need right here, if you are not comfortable listening to lectures or lessons from me, then by all means find it somewhere else. Find it somewhere. Do not give up on yourself, because there is so much life for us to be living. And I believe that so many of us are living a unfulfilled life, a unhappy life, is not living our full potential, or stuck in our past and all of the things that are hindering us to moving forward to living the future that we actually want to live. And we talk about these things. We talk about our hopes and our dreams. Some of us even know better. We know better because of the things that we went through in our past, and we can talk about our past experiences and learning from our mistakes and all of those type of things, but we don't do enough. We just don't do enough. It's a lot of people out here that do a whole lot of talking and very little action. Just moving forward, doing the things that that you need to do to satisfy you or to please you. At the end of the day, it really don't have nothing to do with nobody else. Live a life that is going to be pleasing and satisfying for you. Do it for yourself. Do it for yourself, the people around you that love you. A lot of us have been stuck in suffering for way too long. And this is why I make it my business to come on here every week and talk to people every single day. Not only do I talk to you guys, but I am a public speaker. I go out into my community and I educate people and I talk to people. And I am so grateful. I give God all the glory, because I see the difference that it makes in people's lives by me taking my time out to talk to so many people during my day, during my week. That is payment enough for me. Like, that is enough for me when I can see the change in someone's life, when someone speaks to me with sincerity and talk about the difference that it has made just by me walking out on faith and being obedient and sharing my testimony and speaking life into other people and all of those type of things. So listen, you don't have to get it from me, but get it from somewhere. Everyone needs a little motivation, inspiration. All great things, all good things begin with inspiration and motivation and being able to be educated on yourself and the things that you want for your future. So don't deny yourself of these things. If you want great things for your life, for yourself, for your future, take time out to do something for yourself mentally, and that is feeding yourself positivity on a regular basis. At least once a day, I do something for myself mentally that is going to help me mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, financially. I pay attention to these 5 things. 5 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It don't take up half my day. It don't take up the majority of my day. It don't take up most of my day. But I do something that is going to feed myself in these type of ways every single day. I don't care if I just put 2 seconds into doing this thing, 2 seconds into breathing life into myself, into shifting my emotions from a negative space into a positive space, being very intentional on how I want to feel during my day, no matter who is doing what, who got an attitude, who don't like me, who hating on me. I don't care who it is, what you doing. I will not allow how other people feel or what other people think about me dictate or determine how I'm going to live my life on the regular basis, because that mood change, when you allow other people to do things to control your mood, it goes from you getting on my nerves, I got an attitude because you getting on my nerves just in that moment. Then next thing, you having a bad day. Then next thing is Monday, so now your whole week is bad because you started off arguing with this person that got on your nerves on Monday, that got on your nerves last week. And we waste our time arguing with the same people over and over and over again. Now your life is consumed with this negativity, and before you know it, it's going to be years. And this is the reality of so many people. Years will have been gone past, and you can find yourself arguing with the same person year after year, over and over again, allowing these people to dictate your mood and how you feel on the regular basis. This is your life. Take power and control over how you feel on the moment to moment basis. A lifetime begins with a moment. What is your life going to reflect? You have to take advantage of these moments so your life can reflect what you want it to reflect. I know. Listen. That's like way over a whole lot of people's heads. Like, what are you talking about? But it's true, because before you know it, is going to be your whole life that has gone past, that you have wasted so many years of your time arguing with the same people, being in a bad mood, being sick. These people are literally making you sick because you are arguing with the same person over and over again. I know some of y'all out there been arguing with the same person for the past 20 years, and you think it's going to get better, and you think what you're saying is going to change the relationship or change their mind or change the way that they feel about you or make them stop getting on your nerves so much and all that type of stuff. And through that 20 years, that person has not budged. Listen, all I'm saying is, this is your life. This is your life that we are talking about here. Now that I have experienced another part of life, I'm talking about the part of life where I have experienced suffering, and I have gone through things that I wouldn't wish on nobody. To be honest with you, I have gone through things that I would not wish on my worst enemy. So I experienced that side of life, and I experienced the side of life that I am experiencing right now. And I said, this is my life. This is my life. And once you experience the other side and doing the things that you have to do that is necessary for you to live a more pleasing life, and if you was to put it on a scale and weigh it, it is not worth you going through a lot of things that you allow yourself to go through on the regular basis. You will choose life. You will choose life. So this is what I am here to remind you guys of today. Listen, I have a life lesson for y'all. You better hold on tight, strap up your boots, put on your seatbelt, because you are going to want to get into what this week's life lesson is all about. So I greet you here today with peace and blessings. Kings and queens, you are welcome to this week's life lesson. This week, I want us all to challenge ourselves. Let's be willing to explore a side of us that we have never explored before. I don't know. You know what? When I was writing this, I said, I'm going to say this to the people, but I said, I want to do this for myself as well. I want to be able to explore a side of me that I have never explored before. I am not full of myself. I do not think that I have come to the end of myself. I don't think that I know everything. I don't think that there is no more growing or learning for me to do. I am in this experience with you. We all have struggles and things that we have to get through, even during the day-to-day basis. And so much can happen just in one day. Sometimes one day is like a week for some of us. One day is struggle alone just for some of us. I go through a lot. I do a lot in the time span of 24 hours. I just cram so much in to one day. And I need to be able to rely on myself. I need to be able to depend on myself. I need to not only lean on my own understanding or the things that I don't want to put myself in a box because of the things that I'm used to doing things in a certain way and all of those type of things. I want to step outside of myself and learn new and better ways for me to grow and live a more fulfilling life. You ever heard the saying, work smarter, not harder? I don't want to work hard until my toes and my fingers is calloused and bleeding and all of those type of things. I want the work that I do to be effective, and I want to be able to take it easy on myself too. I don't want to be able, like I said, I do a lot during one day. I have a household. I'm a single mother, children. I have a job. I do this. I'm a motivational speaker or author and all of those type of things, and I just fit so many things in to one day, and I want to be able to be effective in my doing. I want the things that I do on the regular basis to make a difference in the lives of many people. So that's not going to always consist of me doing things the way that either I taught myself or someone else taught me, or the things that I have gotten stuck in the habit of doing. Some of us are stuck in habits that we need to break out of. The habits that we have allowed ourselves to be stuck into, number one, it's not causing you very much good or very much benefit, but we allow ourselves to be stuck in these habits just because that is the way that we have gotten used to doing things over the years. Some of us need to break loose out of some of these old dirty habits. You're just doing it because it's habit at this point. It is not growing you. It is not moving you forward. It is not benefiting you. It don't look good on your life. You just doing. Somebody asks you why you doing it. The only reason why you want be able to say that you are doing a certain thing in a certain way, and I have heard people say this, is because I just got in the habit of doing it that way. And that's it. That is simply the reason why some people do things in the way that they do things, because it has become habit over the years. It don't even look good on you. It's not even helping you at all. And I had to, look at myself and some of those things too. So that's why I am challenging you today. I am challenging myself today to kind of step outside of my norm. And what does that look like? I don't know. I know it's not going to be comfortable all the time. It's not going to be pretty all the time. It's not going to be easy all the time. Your family and friends going to probably look at you crazy and say, what you doing? I'm not used to you doing things in a certain way. You may have to explain yourself sometimes and say, well, I'm trying something new, because what I've been in the habit of doing is not very beneficial to me. So if you got to explain it, if you feel the need to explain it to some people, then just say it. I'm trying something new. I'm doing something different, and I'm doing something new today because I want to see something different happen in my life. I want to see some changes in my life. I want to be comfortable. I want to be happy. I want to be full of joy. I want to be peaceful. I want to be rich. Whatever you want for yourself. Listen, I know everybody don't want the same things for themselves. A lot of people are content with where they are especially us seasoned folks. And I say us because I consider myself fairly seasoned as well. If you got kids that's 20 and over, then you seasoned for. I got kids that's almost 30. So listen, I'm not going to hide the fact that I can consider myself. I feel great and I look good, and people don't even think that I am as old as I actually am, but I am. I've been here for a good while, and I consider myself seasoned folk, but I still want to be able to not be stuck in my own ways. I want to be able to say, I want to try something different and new today. It's going to be challenging. You may not even like it at first, but I'm telling you, it's going to be for your own good. So let's label this new chapter of our lives growth and elevation. How does that sound? That sounds amazing to me. Let's label this new season in our lives growth and elevation. We are at the halfway mark of the year. I feel like it's New Year's. I feel like New Year's is approaching us. I introduced my Happy New Year challenge to you guys on Friday. You can go back and watch that message on the Happy New Year challenge. Listen, I told y'all gonna hear me say Happy New Year challenge. I don't know how many times from June until December until the ball drop, New Year's come in. I am challenging you to do something new for yourself and begin to start changing new ways in yourself right now. So if you want to, I am inviting you to label this chapter in your life growth and elevation. Listen, I'm geeked up about that. I know, listen, everybody don't see things the same, but when I hear growth and elevation, that does something to me internally that sparks up a brand new light of excitement that I want to feel. That brings me joy, peace, excitement, hope for my future, things that I want for myself, places I want to go, people I want to see, things that I want to do, growth and elevation. That means I'm not going to stay here where I am forever. I don't want to. I don't want to stay in the place where I am forever. There is more life out here for me to live. And not only for me to live, there is more life out here for you to live too. So if you want to write that down, if you want to place that in your spirit, put that in your heart, put it wherever you want it to go. If you don't want to be where you are for the rest of your life, then I want you to be willing to label this new season growth and elevation. I love those two words. I love those two words coupled together. Them two words can be married, be merry, walk hand in hand in the sunshine, ride horses into the moonlight. Growth and elevation can stay together forever. Growth and elevation is my friend. I want growth and elevation to forever be a part of me until I am no more. I know that's a lot and it might not be for everybody, but I want to grow and I want to elevate and I want to rip off new layers of life and open new doors and walk through new seasons and open brand new gifts. As long as God allows me to wake up every morning, I want to take advantage of every opportunity of every day of every single day of my life. And I want it to be filled with growth and elevation. I want to live more. I want to grow higher. I want to do things for myself. And there's no guarantee that these things are going to be done. I can't do it for you. You have to do it for yourself. I can invite you to do it. I can ask you to do it. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what it's going to feel like for you. I can join in this experience with you. I am here with you. But for you to allow growth and elevation to be a part of your reality, you have to make that decision for yourself. So growth and elevation, I want you to put that into your memory banks. So I want you to open yourself up and introduce yourself to a version of yourself that you didn't even know exist. You ain't even know what was in there. I want you to spark up a new flame within yourself, not the old flame. Not the old flame. You know how some people say, I want my this back, I want my joy back, I want my love back, I want my money back. I wasted so much time in a relationship with this person and I just want my time back and all this. We got new time. We got new money. We got new love. We got new everything brand new. Don't even worry about what you lost. Don't worry about the time. Don't worry about the bad relationships. Don't worry about the money. Don't worry about none of that. There's new money out here for us, for all of us, I'm telling you. But you have to want it for yourself, and you have to want it bad enough. So let's walk into something brand new. Don't even worry about nothing that happened before in the past. The past is gone. It is nothing that we can do about the things that happened to us in the past. A lot of us get caught up, hung up, stressed, bad relationships, all these type of things. And I've been hurt, and you don't know what I've been through, and all those type of things. I've been hurt too. Listen, that is something that is a pain, and hurt is a universal language. Every living thing can relate to how it feels to be hurt and to have gone through pain. It is relatable. We all go through hurt and pain, but that don't mean that is the end of it for us. You can only be defeated by these things if you lay down and allow yourself to be defeated by the circumstances that happen to you in your life. That don't have to be your reality. You can get up, you can dust yourself off, you can move forward, and you can make the rest of your life the best of your life. I know, corny, cliche. I don't want to hear it. You seen that on a Facebook meme. I don't care. But it's true. You heard it in the gospel psalm. Your best is yet to come. You can allow the rest of your life, literally, you can allow the rest of your life to be the best of your life. You want me to tell you how I know? Because I'm walking in it. I'm walking in it. This new season of my life looks nothing like the pain and suffering and hurt and abuse, drug addiction, molestation, single parenting. I'm talking, this is my story. This is my testimony. These are the things that I had to go through. What I am living right now looks nothing like the things that God has allowed me to make it out of. I'm telling you, I almost died out there. If it was up to the people that hated me and my abusers in the streets and all of those type of things, the enemy had it out for me. I remember my life literally flashing right before my eyes. When I say I should have been out of here, I should have been out of here, not just once, but multiple times. Almost ODing on prescription pills. There was a time I thought I wasn't even going to wake up. My kids was in the house. They would have found me in there like that. I'm telling you, the enemy had it out for me. I should have been gone a long time ago. It wouldn't even be fair for me to not sit in front of people and give you my testimony and the things that God has allowed me to go through. When God took the wool from over my eyes and he said, I did not just give you your testimony and your story for you to reflect on, because I was just full of it. I was like, oh, thank God, hallelujah. I'm in church crying and kicking off my shoes and running up and down the aisle and just, oh, hallelujah. Thank you, Lord, for the things that you have allowed me to see it through. And God was like, okay, you done got your shout out, because a lot of y'all got the shout. You got your shout up in you. You go to church, you do whatever, your holy place, you get your shout out, but you ain't sharing your testimony. You ain't sharing that story. Somebody needs to hear your story. I was like, nah. You know how resistant I was towards that? I was like, nope, I don't want to, because I'm thanking God for what he did to me, for me. God did what he did for me. If other people want God to do for them what they did for me, then they would just allow God to move in their life like I allowed God to move in my life. And God was like, no. I allowed you to make it through those things so you can tell somebody. I'm like, who, what, where, when, why? Why do you want me to tell people my story? Was my assignment. I'm walking in obedience. I am doing what God told me to do. This is why I sit before people and give just a glimpse of hope, because so many people have lost hope along the way. And it's all based on what they went through in your past. Listen, I ain't trying to be cold, but you went through what you went through. It's over. It's water under the bridge. You can't cry over spilled milk. We have to move on towards the future that is meant for us to live. It is not meant for us to live in the past. It is meant for us to walk forward towards the future that God has set aside for us. So there you go. Listen, this is just my introductory. I prayed. Let me just tell y'all, I've been praying on this since yesterday. I did not know what God, I'm going to tell y'all what this week's life lesson is going to be in a minute. You know, I got to do the grand introduction of this week's life lesson, but I pray. I had no clue on what God wanted me to do a life lesson on. I was like, okay, if you don't want me to do a life lesson, I just go back and forth with God about these things. Is there anything that you need me to talk to your people about? If not, listen, I won't do no life lesson. And God is always telling me what to do. He's like, yes, you are. You are going to do this week's life lesson. So I prayed on it. I'm looking for answers. When you search, you'll find. So I ran out of loose leaf paper, right? I'm going to tell y'all exactly how it happened. I sent my daughter to the store. I was like, bring me back some paper or whatever. I know I got so many life lessons. I ain't had no more paper. So I was like, I'm just going to open up this brand new pack of paper, put it in my binder, get my ink pen, take me a piece of paper, and whatever God writes on this paper that's what this week's life lesson is going to be. Most times, I don't have to wait all the way until that moment when the ink pen is hitting the paper. I was like, God, why are you challenging me? Or are you going to see if I'm going to be obedient with this? I'm trusting God. I'm trusting God and trusting God. And sure enough, God gave me a life lesson to deliver to you guys today. I'm telling you that it is going to help you. This week's life lesson is going to be, it is on so many levels. It's exactly what I need, and it's going to be exactly what so many people needs. Everybody. I will not exclude anybody from this week's life lesson. But before we get started, real quick, I want us to be willing to open up our hearts and minds and release all judgment and negativity. Don't bring it on here. I don't want no bad vibes, no negative energy. If you ain't feeling good, put yourself in a good headspace. And this is how we're going to put ourselves in a good headspace. Before I get into my life lessons, we take a couple moments to consume ourselves and gratitude. That is going to help raise your vibration. I want you to clear your mind, take a couple deep breaths. I call it silent gratitude. This is a part of my weekly practice. Before I get into each week's life lesson, don't come on here with no bad energy, because if your energy is not where it's supposed to be, you are not going to be able to receive what you need to receive in these moments. And I want you to be able to get something out of this. So let's just take a few moments. Gratitude is going to help you. We are not doing God a favor by being grateful for the things that God does for us on the moment-to-moment basis. True success consists of work, play, love, and worship. Let's take a moment to acknowledge the giver of these gifts and thank him for the things that he has done. If you want to be successful in life, you want your life to be consumed in work, play, love, and worship. If you have been a person who have not been in the habit of allowing yourself to be consumed in worship, I want you to be able to make that your reality. I don't care what your religion is. I am not a religious person by any means. I allow myself to be connected with God on a spiritual level and be connected with the spirituality within inside of me. This is not set aside for a certain class of people, a certain race, a certain religion, a certain gender, a certain sexual preference. This is a non-judgment zone. I don't care what your struggle is. You may be on drugs. You may be going through things mentally, whatever it is. Come on here as you are. Come right here as you are. I don't care how much your family is just. Listen, I don't care who it is. Be in this moment and receive from it what you need to receive from it. And one way that you will be sure to receive in these moments is to allow yourselves to cleanse your spirit of negativity and allow yourself to be consumed in gratefulness. It is not for God, it is for you. We are literally helping ourselves when we allow ourselves to be thankful. So just in these few moments, I like to close my eyes, take a couple deep breaths. Think about the things that you are most grateful for. Do that for yourself. Think about the things that you are most grateful for. I don't take a whole lot of time in silent gratitude. It helps me. I believe that it is going to help you. Take a couple deep breaths. Allow yourself to be grateful in these moments. Lift your vibration. Open up your heart, your mind, your spirit, and be able and willing and ready to receive. So here we go. That always, literally always lifts my vibration. I can literally feel myself lifting from the inside of me. I love silent gratitude. I love allowing myself to be a walking expression of gratitude on a regular basis. Not just here, listen, I ain't showing off for y'all. I don't have no reason to show off for y'all. I allow myself to be consumed in gratitude always. From the time that I wake up in the morning, from the time that I pull out the parking lot of my home to the time I come back here, if God allows me to make it back to my children home safely, that is something for me to be grateful for. Anytime that I make it from one point to another, there is so many things to be grateful for. And on top of that, you are more blessed than you realize that you are, than you give yourself credit to be. A lot of us are walking around with so many blessings on top of us, and we don't even acknowledge them. We don't even acknowledge them, and that brings negative emotions when we don't allow ourselves to be mindful of how blessed we are. A lot of us like to do a whole lot of grumbling, complaining, talking about what hurt, what we don't have, the bills, and all these type of things. If you are grateful for the bills that are paid, or nothing being turned off, or being able to eat a meal or wash up in clean water, I don't care if it's cold. Even if you ain't got no hot water, if you got water, there's people that don't have clean water to wash up in at all. Thank God for everything, because when you allow yourself to be grateful, you open up yourself up to the endless flow of hot water or whatever you need for yourself. You open up yourself to it is enough, more than enough of everything for everybody. And God wants us to be able to acknowledge the things that he have done for us, because you don't have to be as blessed as you are. God can skip past you and continue to bless the ones who have gotten in the habit of being grateful for the things that they are blessed with on a regular basis. So God can count me in when he pouring out his blessings, pouring out his miracles, doing things for people in their lives. I want to be on God's side. I do not want to be on a side where there's a whole bunch of grumbling and complaining and what I don't have and what's not paid and all of these type of things. I want to continue to be grateful for the things that I am blessed with on the regular basis. So I choose to be grateful. So that is a choice. Everything is a choice. That is simply a choice. And I want us to get in the habit of learning how to be more grateful on a regular basis. Listen, y'all see me smiling, yeah, right? Are y'all as excited as I am? I'm not going to rush through this week's life lesson. I'm not going to rush through this week's life lesson. When I tell you, I ain't know what was going to happen when I put that pen to that piece of paper. I did not know what God was going to do. I was trusting God in this, thinking back, reflecting on my life, thinking about what I need, thinking about what people may need, thinking about the life lessons that I have delivered already. Life is a endless learning experience, a learning process. There is so much growing and learning for us to do on a regular basis. Like, you will never run out of material of things to talk about when it comes to life and growth and learning and all of these type of things. So this week, God gave me transformation. Yeah. Like, kind of like take a minute, like just take a second and just like ingest that, because you might not like it. Listen, I might even lose some friends today. God gave me transformation. Listen, don't be mad at the messenger, because some of us might need transformation more than we realize that we do. Okay, so this is, child, I was just like on the edge of my seat. I was like, all right, is this what you want me to do? Is this what you want me to do? I'm just getting into it. I'm learning more about transformation. And as I study transformation and prepare this life lesson on transformation, I am thinking about the transformation that has taken place in my life over the years. And I'm like, wow. I'm telling you, a lot of times you don't even think about these things until you are literally confronted with these things. You're welcome. I am opening your eyes to something that you probably have not even considered coming into this week or yesterday or whatever. Transformation. What does that give you when you think about it? When you think about transformation, okay, we can think about the butterfly in a cocoon, right? And the transformation that has to take place when the the cocoon is slimy. I remember I took I went on a chaperone the trip when my son was in pre-K, and they went to like this butterfly farm or whatever, and it was just butterflies everywhere, and it showed different stages of different butterflies and how they look like after they have broken out of the cocoon, and sometimes it breaks down the steps and the process of what the butterflies have to go through and the darkness that they are in before they begin to break out of the cocoon. And then you never really know the beauty of them. You don't know the colors of them unless, I guess, it's a particular species of butterfly, and I guess they can probably kind of determine what the butterfly is going to look like before it breaks out of the cocoon. But the beauty and the colors of some of these butterflies when they break out of the cocoon, and it's dark and it's slimy and it is not easy, and if we break the cocoon and release the butterfly from the cocoon, it won't survive. It needs to struggle through that darkness for it to live as beautifully. Listen, this ain't for everybody. This is not going to be, the struggle is necessary. I thank God for my testimony. I thank God that I had to go through some of the things that I would not be as beautiful as I am right now. This butterfly would not have broken through the cocoon and be living in peace the way that I'm not talking about physical beauty. I'm talking about the peace that God allows me to experience in my mind on the regular basis. It's such a beautiful thing. I can't even break that down into words. If you know, you know. You literally have to experience that level of peace to know how beautiful it is to be in that place. And sometimes you can only experience that level of peace is when you have been in that dark cocoon. I'm telling you. So that's what transformation. We had to kind of picture what transformation looks like. Think about the butterfly. Think about, are you the butterfly? I want to say I am. I want to be the butterfly today, okay, guys? Listen, it is what it is. I don't know what color butterfly do I want to be. I don't know. But I want to be the butterfly that has made it through the darkness and has allowed the beauty. I did not go through the things that I had to go through for no reason. Who y'all gonna make me emotional up on here today? Those things were necessary. Your pain was necessary. Your struggle was necessary. God has allowed you to go through the things that you had to go through for a reason. So let's get into some transformation. Enough is enough. I'm tired of playing around with y'all. We're going to jump in to this transformation and we're going to see where it is going to take us. I know it's getting kind of late in our afternoon. I do have things to do moving on from here, but I am not going to rush this message on transformation. I am going to allow myself to be consumed by the Holy Spirit, allow God to have his way, speak to me, speak through me. I don't know who needs to hear this. I need it. I need it. I need transformation today. I don't know if you need transformation today, but I need transformation today. I don't want to stay the same. I don't want to be content. I don't want to live in this place where I am forever because I know that there is more for me. So I want everything that is rightfully mine. You might be okay where you are, but I want what God has for me because if I don't walk in my fullness and experience the things that God has set aside for me, then he can't give what's mine to somebody else. What's mine is mine. He can't give what he has set aside for you to somebody else. What's yours is yours. So you might as well just go on out here and get yours. That's where I am with it today. So transformation. Transformation. What is transformation? Let's talk a lot about what transformation is. Transformation is a deliberate and significant shift. How many of us are ready for that? Deliberate. Like you have to be very purposeful in this shift. It's going to be significant. It's going to make a difference. It's not going to be an unnoticeable shift. It's going to be a very significant shift. We're going to talk about what transformation is going to look like. And on top of that, you heard me use that word deliberate. That's because if you don't make it happen, it is not going to happen. You have to be very purposeful with the transformation that you want to take place on your life. And we wonder why things are not happening. We wonder why we are not changing. We wonder why we don't see progress. We wonder why we have been stuck in the same place for so long. We wonder why things are not progressing. Why am I continuing to go through the same things over and over and over again? Look at your life and yourself. What's the day? Oh, it's Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth, y'all. Look at your life. June 19th. 2023 and compare it to your life June 19th 2024 and think about what you want June 19th 2025 to look like for you? Think about it. The past, the present, and your future. And I want you to kind of compare these things because it's going to give you direction on number one, is going to kind of give you a little push for what you are willing to do moving forward from this day forward. What did this time look like for me? This day last year, what did it look like? Am I where I want to be? Did I make any change? Did I make the slightest change? Am I at the same place where I was when I wasn't happy doing the same thing? Am I at the same job? And am I in the same failed marriage? Am I in the same failed relationship? Or are my finances not improving? Am I going through the same things emotionally and spiritually? Am I disconnected from God? Am I constantly mad at God or disregarding God because I don't understand what God is or is not doing in my life? Am I in a constant internal battle with myself, which inevitably is going to cause friction with your life? This is what's going to happen. You are not going to live a fulfilling and pleasing life if you are in constant internal friction with where your life is, where it has been, and where you want it to be. I am just not satisfied. I am not happy. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do. I ain't going to do nothing about it. What I tried to do, it didn't work. Have I been consistent? Have I been committed? Am I trying hard enough? Am I doing enough for myself? Am I doing what it takes for me to make a difference in the life and leading the life that I want to do? Listen, just ask yourself these questions. This is your life. I want you to be able to think about these things because transformation is a deliberate and significant shift. You have to be purposeful about these things. That's the only way it's going to happen. It is also how we change aspects of who we are, what we do, and the life that we lead. It's all up to you. It's literally all up to you. It ain't going to work if you don't work it. The life that you lead, you might be comfortable with where you are. You might be uncomfortable with where you are, but you are still unwilling to put forth the work. Listen, I'm not judging you. If that's your reality, then that's just what it is. It's hard. You get tired. You got enough going on. You got these kids that don't listen. You got these bills and all of these type of things. But how much are you willing to do? If you have been stuck in a rut for way too long, just living a life that is not pleasing to you for whatever reason, you're scared to walk out on faith, you are full of fear, you don't know what's going to happen, you've been in this certain neighborhood, in this certain relationship, you are where you are, you have been in this place for so long, you are afraid to move on, you don't know what's on the other side, you are content and comfortable with where you are. Even if you are not very happy with where your life is today, you just gonna leave it as it is because you don't feel like finding out what change is going to look like on the other side for you. It might be uncomfortable. You don't work as hard as you have worked to get to where you are today. I didn't put in all this hard work for nothing. Yeah, I don't like where I live. I don't like the neighborhood. I don't like the home. But, I put in all this work during the year. I don't want to start over because I don't put in all this work all this time. Sometimes it's necessary to start over. That's transformation with the work that you have already put in. I am not saying the things that you did, your hard work, blood, sweat, tears, all the things that you did over the years. I'm not saying that those things don't matter and all of those type of things. I am talking to the ones who are willing to do what it takes to see the necessary change in their life and be where they want to be in life with walking away from all of the hard work that you have put in this far. It is both the journey I am transforming and the destination I am transformed. This is what transformation is. It is not only getting to that place, it is the journey, you on your way to transformation. I want to enjoy my life every step of the way. I want to enjoy the journey from one point to the next point. I look for gifts in every moment of my life. I want God to speak to me, speak to my spirit. I don't only want to just jump in my car. I got to get to where I got to go, and I got to go to work, and I got to go do this, do that, get these things up and out the way. I want my spirit to soak in every lesson, every blessing, every gift, everything during the journey from one point to the next point. Transformation is about the journey. I am transforming, and the destination, I am transformed. It is all about what you want out of life. People change when they are self-aware. How aware are you of yourself? I ain't talking about the part of your self-awareness where you are just neglecting and ignoring the things that you know that you need to be focusing on your life, the things that you have been putting on the back burner for way too long. I ain't talking about a little bit of self-awareness. I'm talking about self-awareness. How much have you been self-aware of yourself in the past? I don't know. Even if it's just in recent years. How self-aware of you, of the things that you need to focus on more within yourself, and the necessary adjustments about where you are within yourself today. How aware of you are yourself, because this is what is going to be necessary in order for self-awareness to take place. Self-awareness, receiving support from others. So it's always good to be supported by others. That is not going to always be the reality of very many people, but if you are able to receive support from your community, from your family, from your children, from the people that love you, from people at your workplace or wherever, have accountability partners, hold yourself accountable, allow other people to hold you accountable, those who really have your best interests at heart. So receiving support from others, don't close yourself out to being able to receive support from others, and become intentional about behaving differently, and seeing transformation in others, so we have to be able to become intentional about behaving differently, do something different. Don't keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. And we can be encouraged and inspired by the walks of other people that will allow us to look at our lives and want us to be more serious about allowing transformation to take place in our lives. So seeing the walk of other people, there's nothing wrong with being encouraged and inspired and motivated by other people. So transformation takes time, and it can be very challenging, but it is possible, and it is worth it. Transformation is not easy, and it is not the drop of a dime, the snap of a finger. I say this all the time. Rome was not built overnight. I look into everything. Rome, okay, listen. Rome, it took like 2,000 years. I think I looked it up. It took like over 2,000 years to build Rome. And after Rome was built, it was literally declared the most beautiful place in the world. Rome was not built overnight. The average human being only lives about 65 to 80 years. So 2,000 years is a long time to build one place. That is generation after generation after generation, years after years, and so many people were on board with building up this beautiful place called Rome. And when when it was complete, 2,000 years had gone by until the completion of the building of the most beautiful place on earth. It is going to take time. We ain't got 2,000 years. We don't even know if we got 2,000 days, 2,000 minutes, 2,000 hours. I don't know how much time that we have on this earth, but it's going to take time and it's going to take patience. That's why I try to encourage you to not waste a whole lot of your time not doing the necessary things that literally has to be done. And I'm like, listen, y'all, some of y'all ain't gonna like me by the time this message is over, because I know we get complacent, we get content, we don't want to do the work. We have been stuck in some of these places for way too long. I can't tell you what your struggle is and the things that you have been going to battle with yourself internally for way too long. Internally, externally, you look a mess. You look like you need some type of transformation in your life. And I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm not saying that you look bad or anything like that, but sometimes you could just see the anguish on people's faces and the stress, and you just look like you need to allow transformation to become your reality. You know who you are. You know what you need to do. You know the things that you have been neglecting. You know the things that you have been going through for way too long. So, a lot of us don't even have a choice. Like, really, a lot of us don't have a choice but to allow transformation to become our reality. So, yes, transformation takes time. It is very challenging. It is possible. How do I know that it is possible? Because if I was to walk out this room right now and 10 or 15 year ago me was to walk in here and sat down in this chair, you would not even believe that you are looking at the same person, same facial features and all. You would think that you was looking at somebody else. God has allowed a miraculous transformation to take place in my life. This is how I'm telling you. And people are like, how did you do it? How did you get off drugs, or how did you whatever allow yourself to be where you at today? Number one, I wanted better for myself. That was the main ingredient in the transformation of my life. And number two, I never give up on myself. I was going to say never gave up on myself or never given up on myself, but I don't want to say that in a past tense, because even now to this very day, I make a conscious decision to push forward and to never give up on myself. Giving up is not an option. And that is the two main ingredients for me to allow transformation to become my reality, and for me to have made it as far as I made it, even to this very point in my life. And for me to be sitting here talking to you guys today. I know a little bit about transformation. A little bit. I'm telling you, I'm talking to you because I've been there, I've done it, and I'm still doing it. And I was like, okay, God, this is what somebody needs to hear this message on transformation today. So, can a person completely transform themselves? Yes, transformation, complete transformation can take place in any human being. Sometimes we think that it is not possible, but I am here to tell you that it is. A person can make a complete transformation within themselves. Like I said, it takes time. And you'll have to and you'll experience small changes along the way. So it's those small changes that allows us that makes major impacts in our lives. I believe a man named James Clear wrote the book called Atomic Habits. It will happen for everything from how many scoops of sugar you put in your coffee in the morning to you walking instead of riding the elevator, to you doing something, the smallest thing to prioritize your peace, not being on social media or not watching, missing your ratchet TV show today, to, I don't know, stargaze or just do something for yourself mentally. It's the small things that makes major impacts on our life. That is when you're going to see transformation, and it's not going to be noticeable at first. At first, you're not going to notice the instant transformation right off the bat. Oh my gosh, I see this transformation. I begin to do a thing or stop doing a thing, and I see, oh my gosh, like this big sparkly wonder miracle magic working show that you're going to see unfold right before your eyes. You will see the miracle magic working show, but it is not going to be that instant. You are going to see, from the small things that you do, you are going to see miraculous changes within your life. So I decided to be consistent with myself over the years. It's just the small little things. I was like, I'm going to keep doing this. 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 So I said, I'm going to stop doing that. So while I stop doing that, I'm going to stop just doing little minor things. I'm going to stop doing this. I'm going to stop just doing one little small thing. And it made major impacts on my health, on my life, on my mental health, and just where I am today. And this is why I can talk to you guys about transformation and how possible transformation can be in your life. So transformation is a internal shift, and it brings us in alignment with our highest potential. The internal work that has to take place is more important than the external things. Like, we want to be healthier, and we want to all of these things that we want for ourselves. But if we don't put out the fire of these internal battles and struggles and things that we are going back and forth with ourselves mentally, you are never going to experience the physical transformation that you want to experience in your life, no matter what that is. I just use health, one thing, for instance, or just where you are physically and financially. You might not be in a good place in your life. You want to move out your neighborhood or move out. All of these things are going to have to take place. We are going to have to lift ourselves to a higher level mentally in order for physical transformation to even become our reality. So you might want to consider working on the internal work. You want to be in alignment with your highest potential, and you want the internal shift to take place internally. So we want to be able to keep that in mind. Personal transformation begins when we are honest about where we are right now. Be completely transparent with yourself. Listen, it ain't none of nobody business what your struggle is, what you're going through, what you had to make it through, and all those type of things. It ain't nothing of nobody business, the things that you have to do for yourself. But you have to be true to yourself. You have to be honest with yourself about the things that you need to focus on, pay attention to, where the transformation needs to take place, and all of those type of things. Personal transformation begins when we are honest about where we are right now. So where are you right now? You ain't got to tell me. You ain't got to tell your mama. You ain't got to call your siblings. You ain't got to knock on your neighbor's door. You ain't got to shout it out loud. And this is where I am, and this is what I need to do, and all these type of things. It is between you and you, and it is between you and God, for you to focus on, pay attention on, and put your time, effort, and energy into the things that you know that you have been neglecting, that you need to prioritize, and the things that you need to focus on. So be honest with yourself. Be completely transparent with yourself, with where you are today. And that is going to be the beginning of personal transformation. So transform, transmit, or transfer. I want y'all to hear me clear now. This stood out to me so much. Transform, transmit, or transfer. Get rid of unresolved issues so you can stop hurting people. Transfer hurt into healing and pain into passion. If we don't, energy does not dissipate, it does not go away. We can change negative energy into positive energy. We have to transfer these things into something else. Hurt people are going to continue to hurt people. It is not just cliche. It is not just something that people say, hurt people. It is true. But we can change our hurt and our pain into healing and into passion. Begin to do something that you love. Begin to do something that is going to help you. Don't sit up there and dwell on your story and talk about the loves that you have lost and the things that you have been through, and constant dwelling on the things that had to take place in your life. You never know why God allowed you to make it through some of the things that he has allowed you to go through. He used you for your testimony for a reason. There is purpose behind your pain and behind your passion. And some of us won't even allow ourselves to get past the point to get to what our purpose is behind our pain. So we have to transform our pain into something that is going to be positive, that is going to help us, because if not, it is going to continue to bring negative reaction, and it is going to continue to cause us hurt, heartache, and pain. So you want to be able to transmit, and transfer and transmute. That word trans is a turnaround. Trans is a turnaround. You want to be able to turn these things around and change it into from whatever it is, which is most likely is going to be from something negative into a positive shift and a positive change. So transform, transmute, transfer, transmit. Turn those things into something that is going to better benefit you in your life and in your future. And I'm going to tell you why. Because it's not going to go away. It's not going to disappear. It is not going to fade away just because you neglect it, put it on the back burner. I don't want to focus on my hurt and on my pain. You have to get that hurt and that pain off the back burner and put it on healing. Let it begin to heal. Allow your pain to begin to heal, because if you don't, these things are going to surface in a negative way that is not going to be very pleasing to you or the people around you. It's not going to go away. It's just going to surface in a negative way. So it's up to you what you're going to do with your pain. Are you going to allow your pain to heal? Are you going to transform your hurt into happiness, or your sadness into joy? You have to do something with it, or it is going to surface in a negative way. I cannot express that enough. So choose your trans. Either transmit it, transform it, transfer it, transmute it, but you're going to have to trans something it, because it's not going to be able to stay where it is. You're going to transfer your hurt into anger, and you're going to hurt other people. It happens all the time. You're going to hurt yourself. You're going to cause constant conflict with yourself and with the people around you. It is not going to go away. It is just going to surface in a negative way. Listen, y'all, it's uncomfortable for me to even say it right now. It's going to be uncomfortable. It is not going to be easy. It ain't going to feel good. It ain't going to look good. It ain't going to be pretty, but it's going to be worth it. You're going to be happy. At the end of your transformation, you're going to be healed. You're going to be in a process of healing. You're going to have peace in your mind. You're going to have joy in your life. It is worth the discomfort of you going through the process of transformation. It's better than just staying there and not moving forward. Some people die in misery. I'm going to give it to you cold. I'm telling you, some people die in misery. They die sad. They die hurt. They die suffering. I don't want to be those people. I can't speak for you. I cannot speak for you. They say cold turkey is good when you're hungry. I'm going to give you some cold turkey right now. And if you're hungry, you're going to eat it. If it is worth it to you, it's worth it to me. When I think about my life and what I want for myself, even for my children, and I say, is it worth me doing or not doing a particular thing, or doing a certain thing in a certain way, or not doing things in a way that I used to do them? Is it worth me doing something new in order for me to experience transformation in my life? And when I put it on a scale, and even when I look at it in hindsight, and the changes that I allowed to take place in my life, I'm telling you, every little effort, every little feeling of discomfort, the ickiness and the gookiness and the nastiness and the darkness and the tears and the sadness and the coldness and the hotness and whatever I had to go through, being alone, being hurt, being sad, walking away from people, looking at some people like, dang, wow. And then I had to transform my life into what I want it to be. Everybody can't go on this journey with me. A lot of people I just had to leave behind. It's going to be an icky, gooky, sticky feeling. But you are going to be surrounded around exactly what you want your life to be surrounded around at the end of your transformation. You're like, this feels good. This is nice. I love it. You don't got to look at your phone and be like, I know this ain't such and such texting me or calling me again, because you have allowed yourself to move past such and such that you know that don't fit you. Everybody not gonna fit you, and it's gonna be the people that you least expected, the people that you thought was gonna be in the long haul with you. You're gonna have to drop some people off along the way, and it's gonna hurt. I'm telling you, it's going to hurt, but it's going to be necessary in the process of transformation of you becoming who you want to be for you, in order for you to walk in your fullness. Because some people going to hold you back. They're going to hold you down emotionally. You're not going to be able to be who you really want to be, because they always got something to say. They always got their opinion. They hating on you low key, because you outgrowing them. You doing things that they would never have the courage to do. So they go put their bad mouth, their opinions and all this stuff on what you're doing, because they don't want to see you outshine them. Some people gonna have to go, and just because they can't go along with you, that means you ain't going. Some people don't go. Some people allow other people to stop them in their transformation. You can't do that. Come on. You gotta keep moving forward. You gotta keep grinding. You gotta keep shining. You gotta keep transforming into what God wants you to be and into what you really want to be. You can't stop here. You came too far. Don't nobody know your struggle for real. What you had to go through mentally and internally, and all the hard work that you put forward to get to where you are today. You gotta keep it moving. And if it means you being uncomfortable for a minute and doing whatever it takes, you got to get to the point mentally where you like, it's by all means necessary at this point. And I ain't just saying that on the surface. You gotta mean that. You have to mean that with everything inside of you. It is by all means necessary. I got somewhere to go. I got things to do. I got places to be. It don't matter who gotta go at this point. No, it don't feel good. Yeah, you gonna have to cry sometimes, but you got a job to do. It don't stop there. You have to continue to transform into your completion, into what you are meant to transform into. I'm still transforming. My job is not done. Matter of fact, I'm just getting started. I'm just getting started and I love where I am. And I transformed a lot over the years. And I still have a lot of work to do. And I can't stop now, because that means if I allow simple or petty things to get in the way of how far I have came this far, then that means all the hard work, time, effort, patience, everything that I have done up until this point would be a waste of time on my part. I ain't do all this for nothing. Did you do all the things that you had to do for yourself for nothing, to allow petty and simple things to get in the way? You in your own way. You got to get out your own way. Stop telling yourself what you can't do. Stop shooting yourself down before you even give yourself a shot, or telling yourself what you can't do. I don't want to try to do it, building up these false insecurities and, oh my gosh, this might happen. No, it's not. You creating fears in your mind, things that probably never gonna happen, never will, never have. Now these things ain't gonna happen. You just got this big old Tom and Jerry cartoon about rolling down and all of this kind of stuff. Ain't none of that stuff never gonna happen. You have to get out of your own way and stop creating these false fears in your mind that is preventing you from transforming yourself into what you really need to be. Transformation is for you. It's for you. It's not for nobody else. Okay, you're going to be a better everything at the end of the day. You are going to be more pleasing in the sight of God. You're going to be a better mother. You're going to be a better parent. You're going to be better to society, your community, whatever job God has you doing, at your workplace, whatever. At the end of your transformation, you are going to be a better everything. I promise you, you will. Nothing is going to be able to get in the way of you walking into your fullness if you allow yourself to get out of your own way. Transformation is necessary for you. When was the last time you considered allowing transformation to become a part of your reality? So make a decision to change. Make a decision to change. What that might look like for you, what that might mean for you, what you want that to do for you, what do you need that to look like for you? Make a conscious decision in your mind to change. I don't know what transformation has to take place within inside of you. You ain't going to think about it all right now. I'm not trying to just dump a whole bunch of stuff and have your mind going all over the place. These things will begin to be, if you open yourself up to it. If you are, that's why I said in the beginning of this message, I wanted you guys to open yourself up to growth and elevation and be able to move out of your own way. If you open yourself up to it, if you open your mind up to it, these things will begin to radiate towards you. This is what I need to do. Because you never thought about it before. Your mind wasn't even there at all. I don't know. But if you open yourself up to it, it is going to make it all. That's like half the battle. Is opening yourself, admitting that you need to allow transformation to become a part of your reality. And the light, the wool is going to be pulled from your eyes, and you will be able to see the light that needs to take place in your life. So make a sound decision to change. Get clear on what you want. Step outside of your comfort zone and learn something new. Listen, I'm trying to help somebody. I am trying to help somebody today. It is up to you. If you are going to allow me to help you and allow these things to become your reality, trying something new. Nobody wants to try anything new. We've been doing the same old thing for so long. We don't like trying new foods, or we don't like just not doing things things that we have been in the habit of doing, or have been in our families for generations, and this my family does things a certain way and I don't know anything about that or whatever, or we just stuck in our own ways. But I'm telling you, for you to be able to try something new, it is going to open yourself up to a new part of you. So get out your comfort zone, try something new. Transformation leads to personal growth, fulfillment, and the realization of our true potential. It ain't going to be for everybody. I know. I'm not talking to everybody today. You know, a lot of people don't care about fulfillment, the realization of true potential, personal growth, and all of those things. I want this message to be for the people. When they hear personal growth, I want you to be excited when you hear those words. That's who this message is for. This message is for people who say fulfillment. Fulfillment, when you hear the word fulfillment, I wrote down these words for a reason. Everything don't make it. I study for hours and hours and hours when I am preparing these life lessons. And all the words don't make it to the lesson. But I put fulfillment and true potential and personal growth in this life lesson for a reason. I want those words to stand out to you. What does that mean to you when you hear those words? Transformation makes us better and more attractive. It makes you more attractive as a human being. I don't care how beautiful you are on the outside. There is some people out here that are beautiful on the outside that needs a internal transformation, because your outer beauty is totally outshadowed by the ugliness that is inside of you. It is so many people out here that needs internal transformation of their attitudes, of their thinking, of their negative ways, and all of those type things. And you think you so prettied up on the outside. I'm so cute and I'm so pretty that I can walk around with this stinking attitude. And I'm telling you, beauty is not just external. You can see the ugliness. I can feel the negativity coming off of some people when I get around them. And I don't allow myself to be associated with people with negative energy. A lot of people need transformation to take place in their life more than they actually realize. People need transformation. Listen, I'm like I said, this is a no judgment zone. I'm not trying to be offensive by my words. I just want to allow you to open your eyes up to something that you probably would not have realized before in your past. So transformation does make us better, and it does make us more attractive. So I don't know. This might be for those who want to become better and more attractive. When we deny ourselves change and transformation, it takes away from the joy and fulfillment in our lives. There go that word fulfillment again. What does that word fulfillment mean to you? I want to experience fulfillment in my life. I don't want my life to be lacking of anything. I don't want to feel empty on the inside when I wake up in the morning, and I don't want to be yearning for something that is not there. I want those internal blotches or that internal emptiness. I want to feel fulfilled on the regular basis. So think about that, what fulfillment might look like in your life. Have you been feeling empty on the inside, or feel like that you are in lack or in want or in need, and not just for materialistic things that are internal, that are just not there, things that you have been needing or wanting for yourself. You are tired of feeling a certain way emotionally, sad, hurt, lonely, neglected, whatever, these things that you have been struggling with. You know what your struggles are. Change is inevitable, and how we choose to change is completely up to us. We cannot get around change, and we can't get around transformation. But how you choose to change and transform is completely up to you. So when we live, people should enjoy our presence, and when we die, people should notice our absence. So what kind of mark will you leave on this earth? What kind of mark will you leave behind here on this earth? So when we allow ourselves to be able to be transformed into something that we want our life to reflect of, people are going to enjoy our presence, and when we are not around them, they are going to notice our absence. Not only when we die, but when we are just not around people, period, they are going to notice our absence, because we are the type of people, we want to become the type of people who are not afraid to allow transformation to become a part of our reality, not only for our own personal growth, but for those around us as well. We want to be adaptable. We want to be changeable. We want to be able to adapt to the comfortability of other people. When we get in the company of other people, we want to be able to relate to one another as human beings. We want people to be comfortable around us. We want to be able to laugh, joke, talk with different people. We all come from different walks of life, and we're raised in different ways or have different outlooks on life and all of those type of things. But when we are not allowing ourselves to transform into who we need to be, people are not going to enjoy our presence, nor are they going to care a whole lot about our absence. So what kind of mark are you going to leave on this earth when you are no longer here? That is just something to think about. I think about those type of things all the time. I want to be able to leave a good mark, mainly for my children. I want to be able, because I want my children's children to have a positive reflection on the legacy that I leave behind for them. Everybody don't think like that. I do. I do not want generational curses to haunt my children, my personal family that I have created. I don't want these things to have a devastating effect on my family for generations to come. If there's anything that I can do to help those things, and I am willing and able to step outside of myself and make the necessary changes within myself so I can leave a mark behind on this earth, not only to the world, but to my family and to my children, because I don't want them to suffer because of my doing or because of my not doing. So what are you willing to do? I don't know how much that means to you, but my children mean a lot to me, and there is really nothing that I am not willing to do for them to live a more pleasing life. So even if it is a little uncomfortable for me to make necessary adjustments and changes and transformation for my children to live a better life, then I am willing to do those things. So so what kind of mark do you are you going to leave behind? Don't be afraid to transform. How do I transform myself? I'm so glad you asked. Number one, ask yourself, where do I need to grow? Number two, begin putting forth the time, energy, and effort. I thought I wrote down three of them. Oh, I must only wrote down two. Yes. Ask yourself, where do I need to transform? And begin to put forth the time, energy, and effort. Find new areas of growth all the time, every day. Find new areas of growth. Even if you felt like you have grown already, find more new, better ways for you to grow every day, all the time. Your life should be a constant process of transformation. It don't have to be a big, gigantic, miraculous transformation. Just small things that you can change within yourself. Let me tell you something. You are going to appreciate it. I promise you that you are going to appreciate the transformation that you will allow to take place on your life. You are going to be able to appreciate these things so much on so many different levels. When you are confronted with life and the things that we have to deal with on the day-to-day basis, you are going to be so glad that you have allowed yourself to transform in different areas of your life, because you are going to be able to take and apply things where they are necessary, where they need to be applied. But when we don't allow transformation to take place, these things are going to be strange for us, and we are going to be completely out of our element, and opposed to allowing ourselves to be transformable. So we want to be able to transform. So recognize the areas of your life. Ask yourself, where do you need to grow? We all need to grow in some way, shape, or form. I want you to be able to take this with you and begin putting forth the time, energy, and effort that you need to put forth in order for you to transform. Transformation must happen. It is a must. It is something that we cannot get around. Transformation must happen. I know I said that earlier in my notes that transformation is inevitable, and it is. Transformation is absolutely inevitable. I can't believe that it is 1 o'clock, but you know what? Sorry, not sorry. Big shout out to y'all who are here, who tune into this message on transformation. Listen, did that do something for you? I need to know if that transformation piece did something for you. I needed that. I'll be talking about transformation probably for the rest of the week. I am going to continue to think about transformation and the things that I want to be transformed in my life. Parts of me that I personally want to transform in my life. What do I want to do for myself? How do I want to transform myself in order for me to get to where I need to be? I know changes has to be made within myself, and I know that those changes are not going to be made if I don't make them. So it just depends on where you are, what you want for yourself, and what you are willing to do. What are you willing to do to make certain steps, certain necessary changes in your life today? Big shout out to y'all. I am so grateful, so humble, so honored to see you all here joined on my live. I see somebody dropping some stars. That is love right there. Thank you so much for dropping stars. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your views, your shares, your likes. Listen, tell somebody about this message on transformation. You never know who might need to hear this message on transformation. We all know certain people in our lives. You know what? I'm going to tell somebody. I'm going to take my own advice. I'm going to tell somebody who I believe in a very caring and compassionate way. I want you to listen to this message on transformation. I'm telling you, transformation is more necessary than we realize it. And we can kind of make it ugly. We can make it the experience of transformation worse than what it has to be, because we are so resistant to change. We are so resistant to change. We don't want to change. We don't want to transform. We don't want to move forward. And we can just make it worse than what it has to be. It's already going to be uncomfortable to transform from one thing to another thing. You might as well go ahead, jump head on first into it. You can enjoy your transformation, enjoy the journey, look forward to your destination, what God has for you, where you are going to end up at the end of your transformation. Just don't stop. If transformation is what you need in your life, then allow yourself to be transformed. So I do have one quote and one affirmation that I am going to leave with you guys, and I'm going to have to get on up out of here. So my quote is from a man named Ralph Waldo Emerson, and Emerson discovered the laws of compensation. I know he did a big essay that made a major mark in history. I heard his name so many times just during my study, listening to lectures. The law of compensation is you reap what you sow. What goes around comes around. Nothing is new under the sun. So I don't want to say Emerson discovered the laws of compensation, but he brought the laws of compensation into light. And still to this very day, a lot of people don't grasp the concept of reaping what you sow, and what goes around comes around. So if you are interested in looking into the essay that that Emerson wrote on the laws of compensation, it is very interesting for those of us who like stuff like that. I know I do. I know Napoleon Hill broke down Emerson's study on the laws of compensation into simplest terms with with lectures and writing his book Think and Grow Rich and all of those type of things. These are things that I get into on a regular basis. Call me a geek, call me crazy, but I love to learn and I love to look into things like this. So shout out to Mr. Emerson on bringing to light the laws of compensation, which is you reap what you sow. I know that is in the Word of God also. So this is the quote that Emerson said. What goes, he said, what lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. I love this quote so much because it speaks to the life that is in us right now. It says what lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. We have so much that lies within us. And if we allow transformation to take place in our lives, we will begin to bring to surface of the things that lies within us. What you already been through and where you are headed to is nothing compared to the light that shines from within you. So it is time for us to begin to do that necessary work and bring out the wonders and the miraculous things that lies within us. So big shout out to Mr. Emerson for leaving those golden nuggets behind for us, something to reflect on, for us to realize what lies, the importance of the beauty that lies within us and the transformation that has to take place for us to bring those things outside of us. And my affirmation is, I am ready for change. I am ready for change. Say that. I want you to say that. Speak those words over yourself. Convince yourself. I know it is not going to feel good to even say those things, but I want you to say it. I want you to say it with conviction. I want you to allow that to become your reality, because you're going to have to change anyway. I want you to be able to say over and over and over and over again, I am ready for change. I am ready for change. That's what it says. That is your affirmation for today. I want you to look yourself in the mirror. Say it over and over and over again. I'm looking at myself right now as I talk to you guys in these cameras, and I want to say to myself, I am ready for change. I want my life to change in such a miraculous way. I want great changes in my life. I have a poster up on my door. I had it on there for years, and it says, I will do big things. I will do big things. I want my life to change in a big, major way. So it all depends on what you want for yourself, the changes that you want to see taking place in yourself. But I will encourage you to not be complacent and stuck in your own ways and getting your own way of what God really has for you and the life that you are so deserving of living. A lot of us has gone through enough heartache, pain, suffering, and all of those things in our lives that it's time for us to enjoy life. It just is. I told myself I went through enough heartache. We are going to have to continue to go through things, but we want our good days to outweigh our bad days. And the only way that we can ensure that for ourselves is if we are willing and able to make the necessary changes within ourselves that is going to benefit us in the long run and in our future, and not only in our future, but in our present. Allow yourself to be in this moment. Enjoy your life as you see it today. Your life might not be that pleasing right now in this moment, but you want it to be. So constantly remind yourself of the life that you want to live. Put yourself in a good headspace and allow these things to become your reality. Listen, I love y'all. God bless y'all. This is why I am talking to you. This is why I am talking to you about transformation and about change. because I believe these things are going to have a major positive impact on your life as you know it. Your life will not even look the same. I'm telling you, people ain't going to like it. They not going to like the new you. They not going to like the new transformed you. They going to like you better when you was hurt, sad, miserable, and complaining. And when I stopped drinking and using drugs, do you know how many times people told me I was such a better person? I was such a better person almost instantly. God revealed me to me, the sober me, when I began to put those bad habits aside. But do you know, if I had a nickel for every time I heard somebody say, I liked you better when you was drinking, I would have a whole bag of nickels. I'm telling you, I'm like, why? Like, this is the better me. This is a new version of me. I was miserable. I was broke. I was sad. I was depressed. I was not in a good place. And those are not the people that you want on your side. You do not want people around you. You do not want to be surrounded around people that would rather see you in a bad space. You don't. So you want to be able to make the necessary change. Everybody ain't gonna like it. Everybody, listen, I am here to tell you, some people are just not going to like you at all. They are going to disregard your presence and everything that is you. They are going to like you better when you were sad and when you were hurting. But I'm encouraging you today to do it anyway. Do it anyway. It don't matter. They gonna have to go through whatever they gonna have to go through, because you are going to make the conscious decision in your mind to make the necessary changes and transformation that you know necessary. That is the key word that I just said. Necessary. The things that you know that you have to do for you. So go out here and do it. You have been officially introduced to a better version of yourself. It is within you. It is time for you to bring those things outside of you. Allow them to surface. Allow the world to see. Allow you to experience a new and better version of you. So that is it, you guys. I am out of here. Real quick, my YouTube channel has gone up drastically, like overnight. I was on YouTube yesterday and I was checking out some of my videos and my subscribers were going up like right before my eyes. I am like 15 subscribers away from having 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. That is crazy. I was like, oh my gosh. But anyway, if you have not yet gone to my YouTube channel that is called True Value Knowing Your Worth on YouTube, you are welcome to do so right now. Go to like, share, subscribe, tell somebody to tell somebody, share it with your neighbor, share it with your friend. There's a lot of good, happy, fun stuff going on my YouTube channel, encouraging, motivation, power packed. I aim to help people. I put a lot into myself. I pour into myself. I do the necessary things that I have to do, the work that I have to do for myself, but I share these things with you all as well. So it is totally up to you whether you are going to do these things or not, but don't deny yourself a better life, something different, something special, something happy, something nice, something outside of what you probably have been used to becoming your reality. Probably in the past years or the past recent years, we all aspire to be happy. And I want us to not only be happy, but I want us to all have a pleasing life full of joy, peace, and happiness. I don't only want those things for myself. I want those things for everyone. So go to my YouTube channel, guys. Like, share, and subscribe. That is True Value Knowing Your Worth on YouTube. And also, my books are still available and on sale on Amazon. Listen, I am an artist. I am creative. I am obedient. I am a hustler. hustler. I am passionate. I mean everything that I am doing from my heart. I want to help somebody. This is the reason why I am stepping out on faith and doing all of these things. I never saw myself as an author. I am getting to where I want to be. I do want to write more books in my future, but the books that I have already written, I poured my heart and soul into, and I believe that there is something inside of them books, if not all of them, then one of them, that is going to help you along the way. So go to Amazon. You can search my authors page. That is my first and last name, Sakara Bay, or you can search my books by title. My first book is True Value, Knowing Your Worth, the same as my YouTube channel. My second book is Walking Treasures, Discover Your Hidden Treasures. My third book is Feed Your Soul, Your Personal Guide to Health and Wellness. It is almost New Year's. Yes, I said it. We 6 months away from a new year. You're going to blink your eyes and you're going to have them fitness goals and resolutions, and it's going to be New Year's, and I want you to be able to begin to step into a healthier new you. So go out and purchase the book Feed Your Soul. It is going to bring light to the way that you look at yourself and the physical, your body from the inside out. I research these things. I look these things. I look into these things. I live these things. I practice these things. I teach these things. I do these things on a regular basis. And on top of that, I am very encouraging as far as physical fitness and health and wellness is concerned, even to a lot of people, not only people on my social media platforms virtually, but just people that I encounter on the regular basis. I see how encouraging that I can be, and it helps people, and it makes me feel good that I can inspire people in those ways to want to focus more on their physical fitness. So you want the book. I'm telling you, you want the book. It is called Feed Your Soul. That is on Amazon. It is going to help you, your personal guide to health and wellness. And last but not least, my favorite of them all is called Religiously. And that is taking a closer look at spirituality and religion. Support. I love y'all. I love everything that y'all have been doing to support me so far. I not only love the things that you have been doing to support me, but I love you all as well. Everything that I do and say, it comes from the heart. I want to help somebody. So it is up to you whether you are going to receive that help or not. Listen, it's late. It is late in the day. God bless you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I hope that message on transformation hit you where it needed to hit you, because it definitely for sure hit me where it needed to hit me. I am going to be thinking about transformation and things that I can do to allow transformation to take place in my life from this moment moving forward. Even the transformation that has already taken place in my life. You have probably experienced major transformation in your life up to this point in your life. So I want you to be grateful of your transformation and be encouraged, because if you have allowed yourself to experience transformation to this extent, then you can open yourself up to transformation even more moving forward. So allow these things to become your reality and do the necessary things that you have to do to live a better life. Listen, I love y'all. God bless you. Big shout out to you. Thank you for joining me here. If you have not viewed this entire message, I encourage you to go back and look at this message on transformation. I believe that it is going to help you. In the meantime, God bless you. I love you. You guys continue to stay blessed.